Hello everyone and welcome to Roadmap. So we are continuing with the topic reproduction in plants part 5, and if you like the video, don't forget to click on thumbs up button below. You can also subscribe and share, and you can also give your comments in the suggestion box. So topics to be covered are introduction, reproduction in plants, which is asexual reproduction, binary fission, spore formation, fragmentation, vegetative propagation. In sexual reproduction, we are going to learn about sexual reproduction in flowering plants, pollination, the types of pollination such as self-pollination and cross-pollination, and then fertilization, and finally fruit and seed formation. So till now we have already learnt about the sexual reproduction, the types of sexual reproduction, like it takes place by fission, binary fission, then budding, then fragmentation, then the natural vegetative propagation, which takes place by natural methods and artificial methods. By natural methods such as the modification by root, stem, leaf, and then tuber, corm, bulb. And then we have learned about the artificial vegetative propagation, which takes place by tissue culture, layering, cutting, grafting. We all have learned this in our previous videos. If you haven't watched the video, I would suggest you that go back, check the video, and then you can come over here again so that you'll be able to link the concepts in more better way. And then we also learnt about the pollination, what are the types of pollination, self-pollination, cross-pollination, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, and then what are the agents for cross-pollination. All this we have already learnt in our previous videos. So now we are going to learn about fertilization. So what exactly fertilization is, we are going to study now. After successful pollination, the stigma secretes nutrients from the lodged pollen grains, and the pollen grains absorb these nutrients and grow to form a thin tube called as pollen tube. So from the figure you will be able to see the pollen tube which is there, and then this tube passes through the stigma and down the style. It grows until it reaches the ovule and enters inside it. The pollen tube contains two male gametes at its tips. After reaching the ovule, it releases the male gametes, one of which fuses with the egg to form a zygote. And this process of fusion of a male gamete with a female gamete is called as fertilization. The zygote develops into an embryo. So this is what exactly takes place in the process of fertilization. Now there is also a concept which is called as double fertilization. In double fertilization, what exactly happens is, you can see from the figure that there are three egg at the upper side. Downside it is antipodal nuclei, which are three, and then this is the embryo sac. Okay, and this, in the second step, what happens is, the pollen from the pollen tube, the once male gamete comes and it attaches to the polar nuclei, and then the fertilization, it fuses and it forms a zygote, and then further again the other male gamete comes, it fuses with the polar nuclei, and the zygote is formed. So this is forming a diploid, and it is also called as primary endosperm formation. So it is called as pen. So this is this is what happens in the double fertilization process, where the two males come and they fuse with the female gamete, and so it is called as double fertilization. So this is the process of fertilization. Now coming to the fruit and seed formation. After fertilization, the ovary grows into a fruit and ovules inside it become seeds. The other part of the flower, such as sepals, petals, and stamens, fall off, and a fruit is actually a biological ripened ovary. So some fruits are fleshy and juicy, such as mango, apple, peach, plum, and orange. And sometimes fruits become hard and woody by forming the shells. Almonds and walnuts are examples of hard fruits. So the seeds is ripened ovule that contains an embryo. It is covered by a protective seed coat. Now there is a concept called as dispersal of fruits and seeds. We know that plants cannot move from one place to another place like animals, and if there is no means of carrying away their fruits and seeds, they are likely to fall on the ground underneath the plant. This may prevent expansion of the plant species by creating competition for space, water, and light for the young growing plants. To overcome this condition, the fruits and seeds are usually carried away, normally by wind, water, and animals, or by their own dispersal mechanisms such as fruit explosion. So, dispersal by wind, the seeds and fruits of many plants become very light on drying up and develop thin, flat wings or tufts of hair. These help them to float in air and carried away by wind. Sometimes some fruits develop parachute or sensor mechanisms for their seed dispersal. Wings. Some fruits and seeds like drumstick and maple have wings that help them in their dispersal. Hair. The seeds of madar have tufts of hair that can be blown away in air. Parachute mechanism. In dried eggs, the modified calyx forms a hairy growth for dispersal by wind. In physalis, the persistent calyx forms a balloon-like structure. In flattened fruits of sesame and albizia, become flattened and like to be blown away by air. In sensor mechanism, it is the perforation of the fruit to release seeds by swinging in air. Loofah and thorn-apple are examples of seeds that have sensor mechanism. Now coming to dispersal by animals. Edible fruits. Men and animals eat several types of fruit such as guava, apple, mango, and disperse their seeds. Birds also play a vital role in seed dispersal of edible fruits. Stored seeds. Some animals carry seeds to their living places and store as foods. Some of these seeds get suitable conditions to germinate in new plants. Now coming to these cooked fruits like xanthium and tiger nail stick to the hair of animals and are carried away from their place of origin. Sticky seeds. Seeds of watermelon and cucumber stick to animal body and are carried to other places. Dispersal by water. Fruits of some plants growing on seashores and by lakes can float on water to travel long distances before getting deposited at favorable places for germination. And the examples such as cotton and coconut and lotus. So this is all about the dispersal of seeds, and I hope you are enjoying the video, and thank you for watching.